All right, you guys, so we are here with the Breaking Bad RV. If you guys haven't seen the other video where I kind of ran through it, this is gonna be the road trip video, getting this thing back home to Florida. So I've already put on probably, I don't know, a few hundred miles. And I didn't grab the camera like right away just because I was just overwhelmed by the time I got here and layovers and flights and just trying to work out a deal with the guy on this thing. I just needed a few hours just to kind of just unwind, and I really was like on high alert trying to make sure that this thing was good to go and, you know, that there wasn't gonna be any issues. So put on a few hundred miles, a few hours on it, and everything is working well. But here she is. So go check out the other video. We're gonna kind of go through all the stuff and issues with this thing. I got this thing for cheap, you guys. Like, when I say cheap, I mean cheap, but there's a reason why it's so cheap. So somebody literally, and go check out the other video, go into full details on it. I don't know, you guys take this all in. Just power bars everywhere. Nothing makes sense. I've tried to make sense of any of this, and there really is no sense to be made. Contraptions, bowls, switches, vices, stands, propane tanks where they shouldn't be, whatever that little basin is with a funnel and a little tube at the bottom. Somebody literally lost their mind and just completely started gutting things out of this and putting screw holes in it and all sorts of stuff. So go check out those videos if you want to see kind of a little tour of it, but I want to focus on the travel aspect of it so far. So I originally picked it up in Omaha. I'm somewhere in Missouri right now. I just finished going through Kansas City, Missouri, and the thing stayed on like almost full fuel the entire time. And luckily I was skeptical on it. I'm like, man, this thing is either amazing on fuel or the fuel gauge is broken. And after driving for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I didn't see the fuel gauge move, I was like, I need to put fuel in this because I don't feel like getting stranded and running out of fuel and trying to prime a 36-foot RV. So the fuel gauge has not moved. I don't know if it's a cluster issue or with all the other issues back here. Quick little tour of the Breaking Bad RV here. But I don't know if it's because of the gauge cluster, because these gauge clusters are notorious for failing, or potentially this guy mucked with some wiring. I actually stopped off, shout out to my buddy Dan, he lived in Omaha, he helped me with a few things. So ended up putting this tire pressure monitor sensor, this wireless one I got off Amazon, so I have all 6 tires monitored on this guy. Other than that, it's been working good. I don't have any adjustability on my seat. I had to, because the 12-volt system on the RV, which also powers these power seats, one of the wires was disconnected and I wasn't getting 12 volts, so I just snipped them for now, and we put just a Milwaukee battery on it so I could at least move the seat into a decent spot, because it was all the way back, and I don't know if it was ostrich driving this thing, but this thing only has 18,000 miles on it, you guys. Look, I'll show you. So here's my current trip, 18,559. It had like 18,200 or something like that, just over 18,000 when I first started it on the road. Pretty cool though. It's got a little Jake brake here. I'm still figuring out a lot of stuff. It's got a brake controller. It's got airbags for when we tow, but it's got a LLY Duramax Diesel, which is, fortunately, it's pre-DPF and pre-emission stuff, so this thing should run for a long time, and it's only got 18,000 miles on it, so that's why I decided to go for it. But we'll talk more about that later. But I want to show you guys the kind of trip so far. So we'll fire this thing up. This thing runs like a top, you guys, but you can see the gas gauge isn't doing any sort of sweeping, so I think it's the cluster, but we'll deal with that later. But I'm glad I put fuel in it. So anyways, here she is, you guys. She's been running mint. We're gonna try and make it to my buddy Steve's place, just outside of Bowling Green, Kentucky, and then we're gonna start actually tackling some of this mess back here. There's just so much crap and wires and hoses and just, yeah. If you haven't seen that video, go check that out, because that's a whole separate video on the tour of this thing and how much stuff is messed up. But let's get going. All right, you guys, so it's obviously nighttime right now, and these headlights are terrible. I don't know how good or bad it's showing up on the camera here, but it's almost like dangerous. I suppose I could try the brights, because I don't even think I'm going to be blinding anybody with how dim these things are, but yeah, I can't see too well, so I'm probably not going to push too much tonight. But check that out over there, you guys, on the passenger dash. So that was the tire pressure monitor system. It's pretty cool. It works off of solar, and it's got an internal battery, because obviously it's nighttime right now, but it's been working solid. You can set all your high and low pressures. Also, it gives you the temperatures of all the tires too. So I'll link that down below for you guys if you want to check it out. I'm gonna probably put a smaller version of that on my trailer too, so that I can monitor the trailer tire pressures as well. But this is made for an RV, obviously, with the 6 tires. So I'm gonna head to Walmart right now. I'm actually gonna pick up I think a sleeping bag and a pillow, and I'm gonna crash on this bunk bed right over top of our head here, because that one's untampered with, and probably call it a night and get some food, because I'm starving as well. I don't know if you guys will be able to see me, but you'll be proud of me. I didn't eat McDonald's that go round, although I did eat McDonald's earlier. Insert clip here. But I went to Texas Roadhouse, got a nice steak dinner with some shrimp, some unlimited bread, Caesar salad. If you guys have never been to Texas Roadhouse, I know it's a chain, but it's pretty legit for a chain that's all over the US. Anyways, I'm gonna go to Walmart, get my sleeping bag, and probably crash out for the night here. All right, so we were just at Walmart, got some supplies, got a sleeping bag, and got a brand new pillow so I can sleep up here. So I'm gonna try to get to maybe a trucker's gas station or stop or something like that, and then just park this thing and crash out for the night. All right, ended up going a little bit further from Walmart last night and just stopped at this rest area, and then here was a sleep setup. So we had this bunk bed and deal here. There's still so much crap we got to go through and just throw out, and DVD players from 05 and all sorts of just randomness, you guys. I don't even know what. I'm assuming these are gonna come in handy from something that this guy removed, but look at all this like additional just crap this guy put. Like, how are you gonna sit there and whack yourself up the head with a table? And then one more reminder of this mess. But once we clean this out and just take all the crap out, then we'll be seeing what we're working with. But it'll look 1,000 times better once we get to my buddy Steve's house and start ripping and yanking all this crap out of here. All right, so we're just at Love's truck stop. I just filled up because, again, our gas gauge has not moved from the 3/4 mark, as you can hopefully see there. So this was my odometer. I don't know if you guys can see the number there. 246. We went 246 miles and it went through 25.875 gallons. So that equates to 9.5 gallons right now in this thing. So I mean, it's definitely a big heavy rig, 36 feet long. It's supposed to weigh like, I think, just under 20,000 pounds apparently. But yeah, that's what we're getting at the moment. I'm kind of averaging about like 65-ish, 60, 65, nothing too crazy. We're not hauling the mail or anything. Literally don't have anything attached behind. But we will be doing some things to improve on that mileage as well. But that's for a later date. As long as we're good to go and she makes it, that's really all that matters. So we'll fire it up. We got our tire pressure monitor system over there working good. And we're just outside of St. Louis. I don't know how you say it. Somebody's gonna fix me in the comments, but that's where we're at. We're just gonna get through that city. Tractor trailer just lost his tire right in front of me. Look at all the debris in the mirror. He's still trucking. Holy shit, that was crazy. He's still driving. He hasn't even stopped yet. That was wild. I heard the and he's still going. Look at all the tire everywhere. This fool ain't even stopping. Oh, finally might pull over, maybe. No, he's still going. That was crazy. You would think that he can hear or feel the thumping, but he's still going. I'll keep you guys posted. I'm sure he's gonna pull over eventually, but literally, as he passed me, I was trying to grab the camera because I could just see tire shrapnel just flying off the side as I was trying to merge. That was wild. Oh man. Yeah, he's still going, you guys. He don't need no extra tire. 18-wheeler, he's got 17, he's fine. It's probably all his chunks of tire. I can't believe he's still going. What a maniac. Alright, I'll keep you guys posted if he stops. But he's like a mile ahead of us now. Oh, look, alright, I think he finally stops. Look at that, he's like almost on fire now after driving that long. Look at all the smoke. What a maniac. Alright, well, at least he pulled over eventually. Alright, this is kind of cool. We're just on the east side of St. Louis. I'm gonna keep messing up, I don't care. Illinois state line. I guess we're going through Illinois now. I don't know what states we're going through. That looks like an old barge that doesn't do anything anymore, but pretty cool little sightseeing here. But yeah, we're just clipping along, you guys. I'm not trying to break any land speed records. We're just cruising her back until we can, you know, get somewhere and get back, and we can actually go through the thing a little bit more. All right, we're making some progress, guys. So we just crossed into Indiana, and look at that. Indiana sucks so bad, they don't even want to welcome you here. Welcome center is closed. Boo. Yeah, so anyways, we're just gonna keep making our way through here. I think we're about 2.5 hours from my buddy Steve's house in Kentucky, but she's just chooching along, no issues. Temperatures are staying cool. Oil pressure is good. No idea how much fuel we have, but we clocked about 200 miles. I would guess you could probably get, I don't know what you could get as far as, I'm not even gonna guess at all. But yeah, I was really hoping to stop there, but I don't know what kind of mileage this thing will end up getting, because there were so many options on these trucks that I don't know how many gallons this tank is. So I don't know how far we can truly go, but I'm not gonna chance too much. I think probably like 300-ish miles, and then I'll fill it up again. It is so freaking windy out here, you guys. It's like blowing us all over the road, but anyways, keep trucking along. We're out of Indiana, and now we're into Kentucky, so the fuel prices dropped significantly going into Kentucky, so thankfully I made it over here, and got 240 miles on now, but still can go quite a bit more before we need fuel again. Check this out, you guys. So we just got to Franklin, Kentucky, where my buddy Steve lives, and there's just trees down everywhere. So tornado hit earlier this week. You can see everybody's brush pile and stuff like that, but just as I was grabbing the camera, there was so many trees that were uprooted over there. I'll see if I can catch some of this. It's pretty crazy. Here's downtown Franklin. I can't remember, what was it, Johnny Cash or something got married downtown Franklin, apparently. I think that's what Steve said. Pretty cool little city here. Definitely old and historic. Look at all those trees down right there. Huge uprooted trees.
Hey guys, it's Steve, John's friend. Hey, I got his camera. The reason I got his camera is he says he's gonna be rolling into town, and something just rolled into my driveway. I have no clue. But knowing John, last year this time, he bought that burnt Hellcat and brought it to my house. And oh my gosh. Hello? Is anybody in there? What?
Guys, welcome to the Boosted Motorsports Breaking Bad RV. Alright guys, we are back in the Dirty Max. We got our Edge tuner now. We're gonna see how we do on fuel. We're leaving our buddy Steve's house. Huge shout out to Steve. I know he's standing over there, but he helped us completely transform the inside now. But I'll show you guys that in a different video. Neighbor to move that mailbox.
Stop bringing us this big junk here.
You love when I bring junk to your house.
Oh my gosh.
Alright, thanks for helping me clean this thing, dude. And transform this thing. Check that view out. There's Nashville, Tennessee right in front of us. Just about to pass through the city. Check it out. There's downtown Nashville right there, boys and girls. The roads are brutal here, though. I will say that. They are absolutely ruined. It's like off-roading going through Nashville. There's like craters and just the biggest potholes here. Alright, you guys. So,
use the left lane to make a U-turn.
Hold on a second. This thing is saying we're like 7 hours and 50 minutes away from Tampa. 541 more miles to go. But we're gonna stop at Buc-ee's. A few reasons. One is because, if you guys don't know, this is a pretty cool stop just in itself, but Buc-ee's sells its fuel super cheap. They pretty much make their money off the store, so they just sell their fuel at a discount. So we're gonna fill up, even though I don't need to fill up. I'm super happy, you guys, because this Edge tuner that we got from Holly, it actually has a fuel level gauge. I wasn't sure if it was gonna be the sending unit or the gauge cluster, because if you can see here, it still shows that we have full tank. The gauge on the fuel hasn't moved since we bought this thing. but we actually have our fuel level on here. So I don't even know if I'm gonna bother fixing this. I have it right here for now. So we've got 71%, it says. And we went, I don't know if you guys can see that, 230 miles. So I'm gonna fill this up. I've got the fuel saver tune on here. So we're gonna see if it did any better than just stock. Well, this looks like an absolute disaster right now to get fuel, actually. I don't even know if I want to go in there. I don't know if people are just parked or they're actually getting fuel, but that is one heck of a busy place. We'll see. I might bail on this whole idea. That is insanely packed. People are waiting for fuel, lining up for fuel. We'll see what happens here in a second. I might bail, boys. I might bail. Maybe not. It might be okay. We'll see in a second. Alright, I got super lucky. We ended up getting a spot right on the end here. So let me fill up and see what she uses. Look at these guys. Oh my god, dude. Alright, so anyways, I just filled up 230 miles, 21.2 miles per gallon. So it works out to almost 11 miles per gallon. Before we were getting 9.5. Jesus, dude. So definitely an improvement. We gained like a whole mile per gallon on this thing, and I mean, we didn't change our speeds or anything, and we've got more power. Even though we're on the fuel saver tune, we've still got more power. So I'd say that was an improvement, gaining, well, actually more, because we were getting like 9.5. We're getting like 10.84, so almost 1.5 miles per gallon more, which I'll take it. So I didn't even go in there because it is absolutely hectic in there right now. So I just went in there, filled up, got some fuel. It actually wasn't as cheap as I thought it was gonna be. It was like $3.34 a gallon for diesel. Either way, we'll reset this. Look at that, 96% on our fuel level. So our gauge is reading, which is awesome. At least we got a working fuel gauge. Like I said, probably could have went way longer on the mileage on this thing, but either way, still playing it safe. And now we know we've got a working fuel gauge that we can actually probably rely on, so I could probably go a lot further than 230 miles. All right, I just got back on the road for a second. Buc-ee's is literally right there, so I didn't use, let me turn off these windshield wipers so we don't get any weird noise. So Buc-ee's is right there. I literally didn't put any mileage on, but I want to see on some of these other tunes. So let's go ahead and try a different tune, and that way we can make this journey a little more exciting. Let's go ahead and put one of these different tunes in here, and we'll see if any of the other tunes get better gas mileage, or I guess diesel, miles per gallon. So let's go to tune vehicle. Right now you can see we're on economy. Let's go ahead and we can try the towing one and then even the performance one. So let's try towing. We'll just go in order here. Try the towing tune for our next little jaunt. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and install this towing tune, and we'll see how this behaves. I'll see, how it accelerates. And it's not like I'm flooring this thing by any means, you guys, but just, with normal use, we'll see if it feels like it gets up to speed faster. So right now it's writing our towing tune, and then like I said, we just reset the odometer, the trip meter, and we'll see how far we go, and calculate our mileage on the next like 230-ish miles or whatever we decide to stop at. So I'm gonna let this write. It's gonna do it here, and then we'll be back on the road within a couple minutes. All right, so here we go. We got the towing tune installed. Like I said, I'm not trying to even put my foot on it, you guys. And this thing gets up to speed, no problem. Like, again, it's not any sort of race car by any means, but you can tell, like, I'm maybe a quarter into it, and we're gaining speed, no problem with this big box. So we'll see how this one does, and let's go. All right, you guys, so we made it to Florida. I was just talking to a buddy on the phone for a while, so trying to pass time. So we're only, I think, a couple hours or so away from Tampa, but I ended up going 356 miles on that tank on the towing setting. So I actually am down to 57% of fuel, because now that I have a fuel gauge, I'm willing to actually go a little bit further with my range. So we got 356 miles. We're just about half tank, so it looks like you can get almost 700 miles out of a tank. But I'm gonna go ahead and fill this from half tank. It's gonna hurt a little bit because I think we're gonna end up getting about 40 gallons into here. So we'll do the math, we'll fill it up, see exactly how much fuel we put in, and then we can see if the towing tune is better than the economy tune. All right, so 356 And then it didn't take 40 gallons, which I was happy about. So it cost us 120 bucks to go 356 miles. So when I do the math, 356 divided by 33.7, 10.56. So we still got 10.5 miles per gallon. I want to say I was going a tiny bit faster on there, but so definitely not too much different on fuel on the towing tune. We'll try the performance tune on the way back. I really don't feel like stopping for fuel again because I can make it all the way home, but I will, just for you guys, just for science, and see what we get on fuel economy, see if the performance tune nets us any better fuel economy. All right, so we're gonna go ahead, reset our trip. All right, and now let's go ahead and on our edge, let's go ahead and load performance. I know, again, you guys, we're not trying to drag race, but at the same time, we'll see which one gets us the best fuel economy, which is kind of what we're after here. So the towing one is loaded currently. We'll let this do its thing. Load performance tune. All right, so tune vehicle. Let's go performance. Install. Accept and install. We'll let this load up. And we're writing the performance tune to our vehicle right now. This thing is super cool, you guys. Between being able to monitor everything, see our boost pressure while we're driving, see my actual fuel since GM fuel gauge decided to not work anymore. It's pretty cool. And being able to switch on the fly between all these different tunes too and try them out, test them out and see how it works and which one works best for us is cool as well. All right, again, not trying to drag race this thing, but you guys saw the same kind of just casual acceleration getting onto the last on-ramp when we put the towing tune. This performance one, like, I barely have to touch it, you guys. Oh, the boost is way higher too. I just saw it hit 19. I don't even know if I've ever seen it hit 19 pounds. This one is spicy. So, not pushing it, we're not going crazy with it, but yeah, this one is like driving a car. So, you can definitely feel the power increase and difference on this one, you guys. Doesn't seem to be working anymore. We're getting a little bit more boost, which is cool. But yeah, I'm not gonna floor it. We're not gonna do anything crazy, but I'm gonna see how this one does on fuel. So a couple hundred miles or so, or actually it's gonna say right here. Let's check it out. That way you guys have an accurate number. So there you go, 153 miles to Tampa. So we'll get a nice little reading on this because I'm probably about 30 miles or so from downtown Tampa, so almost 200 miles. We'll get a little test on this performance tune and see how it does miles per gallon wise. All right, this performance tune is awesome, you guys. I have my cruise set at 65 as that Cummins goes ripping by us. I'm not going too fast. The speed limit is 70 here, but you can see the boost. It gets up to like 20 pounds, but I don't lose any speed on any type of hill. It's pretty cool. Engine doesn't sound like it's working or doing anything crazy, but it's just, I guess we got that extra little bit of boost to add some power when we need it. But normally my cruise will fluctuate on the other two tunes, the towing and the economy one. I'll lose a few mile an hour and whatever. I'm not like, again, we're not racing or we're not trying to go too crazy on here or trying to, you know, beat any trailer bench racing series here, but it's nice. It'll actually maintain pretty much the exact speed that you set it at. You just see the boost compensate for whatever it needs to when we get to the hills. So it's definitely got more power. I don't know what the number is, but it's got a lot more. There is still that intake air inlet. I want to put that elbow on this. It's super common to do on the LLY engine. These engines have one of the biggest turbos out of all the Duramaxes, but they have a stranglehold. The inlet that goes right into the turbo is like tiny. So everybody upgrades that. It's like 60 bucks on Amazon to get one that opens everything up, and then apparently you get more power, more miles per gallon, more turbo sounds, all that cool stuff. So we'll be putting that on at some point, but we got other priorities with this RV, getting it in shape before we focus more on the engine and upgrade stuff. We need to get the back of it looking good. All right, you guys, it's been a long day, but we've reached Lakeland, Florida, and I'm gonna guess based on our percentage that we didn't do as good on the performance tune as far as fuel economy. We got 179 miles and we're down to 76%. And part of that is because I was running cruise, I think, or at least this is going to be my prediction. And with keeping it at 65, it was just pegged at 65, and with the extra power, it was just keeping 65 through all of the hills and whatnot. Whereas the other one, the economy tune and the towing tune, it would drop speed when I was with cruise. So I think with the performance tune, if you don't like, you know, hammer on it and you just use your foot, you could probably get similar mileage. But I'm gonna guess that when we fill up right now, that we're gonna use more fuel for less mileage. So let's see what we got. All right, you guys, so I'm gonna have to eat my words here. So 179 miles, and we only had to put in 16.925. So when you divide the two, you end up with 10.59, so 10.6 miles per gallon. So we got just as good of fuel economy with more power, maintaining speed up hills. So I think if you eased off the pedal, we could probably squeak 11 out of this with the performance tune, like I said, because it was chugging along up every hill. Not that I really cared, but I didn't care if we lost a little bit of speed, because on the other two tunes we were losing speed going uphill, but this one was just like just ripping. So that's pretty cool, actually. I'm gonna leave it on the performance one because it feels a lot healthier, and you got power to pass or whatever else you need. So anyways, I'm gonna go back. We're finally back. I'm gonna park this thing. That guy's ripping. I need to rip some food because I am starving, and we'll catch you guys in the morning. All right, you guys, so we have made it back here to the Boosted Motorsports shop. So just getting organized. We will be, if you guys are here for different projects, the gray Dakota with the 426 supercharged Hemi in there, we will be getting onto that steadily so that we can get that finished. But she made it back, you guys. I drove pretty much 1,500 miles all the way back here. So we went from Omaha all the way down here to Lakeland, Florida, and we made it without a hitch. So super happy. Everything worked perfect. No check engine lights, no issues, and we made it. So you can see here I'm messing with some stuff. My number one priority right now is reinstalling all the roof vents. So I was up there earlier because right now it looks beautiful, but if you guys have ever spent any time in Florida, you will know that the sky can just open up and we have like tropical rain that comes down. And if those roof vents aren't sealed up, then we can have some serious issues. You'll also see I am wearing a Boosted Motorsports snapback. These will be available on the website this week. We've got two sizes. We've got your normal size, and then if you're like me and you have a massive oversized head, a watermelon head, I've even got the XL size, which is I'm wearing right now. So they're super cool, high quality snapbacks, and then it even says Boosted right there on the back. So really like how these came out. It's got all embroidered Boosted Motorsports on there. So I'll have these up on the website for you guys this week. I just got to figure out the shipping and how that's all going to calculate in the cart. So anyways, we've got a big project on our hands. If you guys haven't seen yet, I'm also going to show you guys us cleaning this out. So it already looks 1,000 times better, as you saw, and it's only going to get better. I picked up a battery from my buddy Tony at AutoZone, so we're going to change out the battery, and hopefully a lot of the system, the 12-volt stuff, will start to come to life. We'll be able to put the slides in and out, and then we'll work on the 120 side of things. But thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give it a thumbs up. Catch you guys in the next video.